All right, guys, it's Monday. Another creative finance deal. This one's amazing because it's zero money down, 100% seller financing in a hot market, Dallas, Texas. This could be done anywhere. It works. Make sure you subscribe every Monday because we're giving away free game on how to do creative finance deals, how to structure the deals, and how they can benefit you and building wealth for you and your family. This Dallas lead was a Lamasu cold call lead. Fantastic deal for us. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to the numbers here. All right. So this deal was 100% seller financing. We bought it for $250K. We actually paid ourselves a $10K assignment fee. So we charge ourselves the QCO, $10K assignment fee. Again, it was 100% seller financing. So the only thing we paid for at closing was our assignment fee and closing costs. The total out of pocket for closing costs plus our assignment fee was $13,266.30. So the cash out of pocket was that amount. We borrowed from private lender. So this is seller financing. We borrowed from a private lender because his house did need some renovations. So we borrowed $60,000 from a private lender at 10% interest only, 5-year balloon. That amount is $500 a month. So from that $60,000, we paid the cash at closing, the 13 and change, pocketed 10 grand to our wholesale company. And then the remaining balance was used to renovate the property. We spent about 42 on the renovation. So we had a couple grand left over as like reserves for repairs. So the note with the seller financing for the 100% seller financing was 2%, 30-year amortization with a 10-year balloon. That payment is $924.05 a month. So let's round that out to $925 to the seller each month for seller financing, $500 a month for the private lender for their loan. We have an HOA fee. That's $330 a month for HOA. The taxes are $235 a month. And if you do maintenance factor, shouldn't typically have a maintenance factor because we just spent $40K on the repairs. So really nothing should come up on this property, but we're still going to put it in the numbers here. And so that's for maintenance. And then insurance is really cheap because this is a townhouse. The roof is covered. The exterior of the building's covered by the HOA. So insurance is like $100 a month. And with all this, it actually equals pretty much what we can get for rent. So it equals $23.25 a month is our expenses. So we just got a tenant in the property for $23.50. So we make a whopping $25 a month. Even if we say didn't have that maintenance factor and we made $260 a month. For me personally, I've never touched any rental property money. All the money that goes into a rental property stays in the bank account. I never touch it because something's always going to happen eventually. So we keep that money aside 100% as reserves. That extra money from the private lender, we keep it in the account for whatever may happen in the future as reserves for repairs. So why this is a deal for us, one, we get 10K up front. We're making 10K up front on this deal. We buy this property. It's fixed up now, good condition. The ARV, we're all in at 310. The ARV is 345 currently. So we got a little bit of equity, but we really got it with no money, none of our own money. We actually made money on this transaction. And actually, look at the HUD here. And the seller, if you look, so we contracted for $250, new loan amounts $250. The seller, you look on this HUD here, he actually had to come out of pocket at closing. So he sold us the house and he had to pay $2,500 at closing on this property. Scroll down, you'll see we assigned it to ourselves for a 10K wholesale fee there. So this property makes sense for us because the principal pay down, the money is actually made in a lot of these deals, especially in commercial deals, on the principal pay down. You have somebody else paying down your mortgage every single month. So a tenant comes in, they're paying the mortgage, they're paying all these expenses for you, and you're recouping the benefit at the end. Obviously, you want to have cash flow, but for me in this situation, cash flow isn't going to break me on this deal. So for me to make only $25 or whatever it may be, it's not to make it or break it. I'm getting a good asset in a good area with equity, with a great rate, 2%. I'm going to get great principal pay down and future appreciation. So if this property, because we have a 10-year balloon, so imagine this property only appreciated 3% a year for the next 10 years, that would come out to a value of $463. So compounding, we would owe $463. The property would be worth $463,000. And you would imagine sometime over the years, the rent would increase. Obviously, the HOA probably will increase. The taxes, insurance, all will increase. But we should be making some profit at some point. But even still, even if our cash flow each month increased from $25 to $100 to $200, we still, for us, we just set aside that money and keep it in the bank account for us. That's how our strategy is. So in the future, we have this property. So each month, starting out right away, today, our principal on this property, every single month, our principal goes down $500 a month. And it rises obviously each month, looking at the amortization chart for this loan. So at the end of this loan, we're gonna owe $182,660. So this property will owe $182,660. Yes, there is a 5-year balloon, but every time I've had a 5-year balloon come due with the private lender, I just ask them if they want to continue getting 8%, 10% on their money, and they always stay in. If they decide to move out, you could replace it with another private lender. Never had any issues with that. So imagine we had the private lender renew for another 5 years. At the end of 10 years, we owe the $182,660, and we owe that 60 grand to the private lender. That will give us a profit for us of $220,991. So obviously there's closing costs and things in there we have to take out. So even if you took out 10% for costs, you're at 180 profit. So you don't need to do a lot of these types of deals. You do one a year of this type of deal where it's not all about cash flow, but you get a great deal where the deal pays for itself. And in 10 years, you make 180 grand. You get 10 of those built up every single year. You're just getting almost a 200K profit every single year. This is life-changing money. These are the types of deals we do every single day. They work in every market, in a hot market, in a cold market, in a hot city, in a city where there's not a lot of action going on with low prices. This works everywhere, and this can change your life. You need to be structuring these deals to these sellers every single time. This is a property that this guy was asking, that people on a cash price were offering 200K. People were offering 200K on this property. He was stuck on price. Price was his factor. It was an old man retiring. He didn't need to sell it. It's been vacant for a couple months, but he just wanted his 250. So we got him his number by giving him terms that were acceptable to us, that allowed us to get into the property with little or no money, and we made a little bit of money up front. We'll make a couple dollars here and there over the months, but the really value for us is down the line, and we eventually sell it and capitalize. And even if at that point we don't sell it and we just refinance at 70%, pay off these 2 loans, keep the property, and then we'll have better cash flow in the future. So make sure you're putting this into your business. This can help you every single day. Can't stress it enough. That's why we're doing this videos, delivering this content to help you build wealth, start building a portfolio. It's important. Start taking action.